Well, hello, world. It's been a minute. I've just been taking a few. I guess been 2 or 3 weeks off. I have a little partial vacation in my work schedule, so I wanted to just kind of take that time off from other projects, just to kind of reinvigorate a bit and just reflect upon the year I've had so far. So today we're going to talk a little bit about emotions. I've been getting a lot of questions in regards to emotions. How do you control your emotions? Things like that. So I'm going to give you my take on it and just give you a little spiel about emotions and what they do, where I think they come from, and all that good stuff. So, first of all, you might hear me say this a lot, and for those of you who follow me on my posts on the social media, Twitter, Facebook, whatever. No, we're not going to get up there. Oh, my kid's upset with me. That's all right. No, that's how I know I'm doing a good job. I'm here to be a dad, not to be a buddy. Um. Anyway, I've been getting a lot of questions in regards to self control and emotions, and so if you follow me on those, you notice I post a lot of stuff regarding discipline and willpower and fortitude and things like that. And I get asked the question like, do you ever have a bad day? Do you have an off day? Um do you ever feel like you just don't have it? Do you get sad? Do you get depressed? All of these things. And I feel those emotions and all of us do. But the thing about it is you develop within you the I call it the technology. You have the technology within you already, but they're like muscles. Just like you work out your physical body, you have an emotional body and you have a mental body that gets built up through using those technologies you have within you. So, if you're not using those technologies, then basically they have a set program, and that program has been set and dictates how your emotions form and function and flow, and then how they attach to your thoughts based upon patterns you've established throughout your life. Now you can rewrite the patterns, which rewrites the program. So from a neurological standpoint, that means in your nervous system, in your brain, you can literally create different neural pathways and build the metabolic machinery. That means build the machinery necessary in your body to have a new process go. That takes only 21 days. You practice something for 21 days, you will build a new pathway in your brain, but also you will build a new connection and a new system or a new network in your nervous system that will build just the technology for the program to start running. But, however, it's like a computer. You buy the computer, okay, cool, but now what? You got to upload all your apps, you got to upload all your programs. So it is the habits and the discipline that installs the program. So the initial 21 days just gives you the hardware in your body, in your mind, in your emotions, because they're all connected. We say with emotions, oh, I feel this way and I feel that way. It's because that feeling is taking up residence in your body. And you can change the feeling by changing the way you thought and the way you think and the way you engage with that feeling. And then through practice, you can actually use those feelings as fuel to propel you in the direction you want to go. You're not subject to a bad feeling, you're not subject to a bad emotion. You are actually in control of it. These things are fuel, these things are markers. Letting you feel sad, you feel depressed. Hey, you might need to sit down, take a minute, say, hey, where's that coming from? Anger is a big one. Anger is one that you can use for fuel for anything. It's a very powerful emotion. If you're burdened with anger, a lot of the anger dissipates by having the ability to focus, by focusing on something and using the anger. The anger will actually reroute itself because anger is triggered by stress, it's triggered by a fight or flight reaction, and you can actually use that stress, which is caused by heightened cortisol levels. You can actually use that to bring health to your body and ease to your mind. But all of this stuff is connected. So 21 days, we say, oh, it takes 21 days to replace a habit, whatever. I mean, that's conventional wisdom. We hear that a lot, but that's not exactly how it works. So I don't want you guys to say, oh, 21 days, the habit will be formed, a good habit will be formed and will be forever written in my DNA. No, it doesn't work that way. It takes 21 days for your body to build the hardware. You still need to practice and form that habit continually for a long duration of time for the program to actually be uploaded. And where you really want to be with all of this is you want to be where it's on autopilot. You don't have to think about it consciously. It's a term some of you might know called unconscious competence. There are basically four different levels of competence. There's unconscious incompetence, which means you don't know what you don't know. Then there's conscious incompetence, which means that you know what you don't know. So you don't know how to do something. You might need to implement it, but you're not to where you've implemented it yet. Then there's something called conscious competence, meaning you've reached a level where you can do the thing you're trying to get to, but you have to consciously and willfully put yourself there. And then there's a level called unconscious competence, where it's on autopilot. This is what you do automatically. And you want to get there, especially when it comes to discharging negative emotions. Emotions are fuel, emotions are signals, but they do not dictate your thoughts and they do not dictate your course of action. You have to aggressively go after those emotions. You have to aggressively go after them, find out where they're coming from, and then change your mind. Because when you change your mind, that's when you change how you think, which is how you change how you engage with the emotions, which then changes the circumstances around you. And it actually changes the way your body interprets those emotions. Good, bad, and ugly emotions. So I want to encourage you guys, start taking the reins over this stuff. Start taking control over this. You are not subject to your emotions. Emotions are fuel and they're good things and they're signals, but we are by no means subject to them. We don't have to let our emotions rule over us, because the emotions give rule to bad thoughts and bad thinking, and that bad thinking ruins us. So then if you take rule over the emotions, you take rule over the thoughts. And when you take rule over the thoughts, then it just builds. It builds like a snowball effect. We see that what you're putting out is what you're going to, what you put in is what you get out. And what you're putting out is what's going to come back to you. So if you can do this and develop the habits, then you're going to be sending out the good stuff on autopilot, but not even regarding your own self, but regarding the world around you, regarding other people, and you will be more available to help people and show up when they're in need, because your stuff will be taken care of, and that's the ultimate goal. You want to be so competent in every area of your life and everything that you're doing that you can actually show up and be there for other people. And unfortunately, a lot of us are in a place where our needs are so poorly met, we're just hanging on. We're just surviving. And I might have another video about that later, because that's a term I've been hearing a lot lately. Here with my little summer gig, people using the phrase, oh, I'm surviving. Yeah, you don't want to be merely surviving. You want to be thriving, because if you're not thriving, you can't be of any help to anyone else. In fact, you're probably doing more damage by trying to help someone else, and you're a liability, when the fire gets turned up. So, take control of your emotions. Self-control. It's a fruit of the Spirit. For those of you who read the good book, look it up. And I think it's a very overlooked thing, both in religious circles or just in general. Self control means you can't control everyone around you. That's domination, that's tyranny. But guess what? You can control yourself. You can control your own mind. You can control your own emotions. I'm not saying be dishonest about your emotions and ignore your emotions. No, I'm saying the way you do this is actually by acknowledging every emotion that comes up and then seeing what effect flows from the emotion. That way you can change the thought, which changes your relationship with the emotion. Because you'll notice when you have a bad feeling, when you have a bad emotion, it has a chain of bad thoughts that comes with it that are connected to this network that's been embedded into your nervous system because of your habits. So flip the script on it and take control. Be honest with your emotions. See what types of thinking they're causing. Take ownership of them. Rule it. Rule yourself. Rule your mind. And then it just keeps going from there. It's so peaceful. So good. Anyway, love you guys. I'll see you on the next one. If you have any